Good morning and welcome to episode 397 of the show. Before we begin today's topic, I would like to apologize because there's going to be some noise in the background, some cars driving around. That's because I'm currently on the fuel queue. And yes, the fuel crisis hasn't abated in Abuja. It comes and goes, and so we've been living this way for several weeks, and who knows how much longer this is going to continue. And then also, there's some noise in the background. That's because I'm with my baby boy. He's on midterms, and so I've given him the tablet so he can watch Pocoyo and all that sweet stuff, so he can learn his ABCs and 1, 2, 3s and things of that nature. So all the noise that you're going to be hearing during the course of this recording is because I'm on the queue and I'm chilling out with my baby boy. He has already interrupted one recording session so far, and so I think I'll just go ahead and record and leave any interruptions in. So now that I've given you guys the context, I'm sure you'll forgive me for any interruptions. So, on to the topic of today. Today I'd like us to look at content creation for growing your sales. Now, I've said in the past, and I'd like to repeat again that, the queue is moving, so I have to drive along. For those of you who are new to the show, I know this might be a little unprofessional, but I like to do things live and in one take. So, some of these interruptions happen every once in a while. Okay, for those of you who've been listening for a while, then I'm sure you're already used to this start. Okay, it's come to an end. Or rather, it's come to a stop. So, where was I? Okay, so it's about expectations now. Some people have the wrong expectations when it comes to using content to grow your business because there are lots of buzzwords out there, content marketing, what else? Content media marketing, all kinds of things. And people have this assumption that there's something that you're going to start to do that is going to bring in immediate sales. But then when it comes to using content over the internet, whether you're using YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or whatever, barring all those miraculous circumstances where you happen to go viral, and even for people who go viral, they do say that going viral doesn't mean that you're going to get more sales. That overnight publicity does not mean you're going to get more sales. So, so that's the right expectation to have. There's very little that you're going to do that is going to bring you more sales right now. So if you're going to be engaged in using content to grow your sales, know that this is something that's going to be a long-term activity. Medium to long term. Now, what does medium to long term mean? It depends on the industry, the context. But basically, don't expect to see anything 6 months. You should be thinking 6 months, 1 year, and you should have a longer term strategy. Now, the good thing is, no matter which strategy that you adopt, the reason why content is going to be useful is because content is more of a know, like, and trust strategy. So it helps people know you more. It helps people to like you more and develop sort of a relationship. And then it also means that it gets people to trust you. Sorry, I have to get behind the wheels now. We are moving again. Well, the good news is, I guess, the queue. I should buy fuel sooner than I thought. Today I budgeted for 2 hours. The last time I happened to spend 6. But I think, today is looking like it's more like that 2 hour. I would say more like 2 hours. Okay, so hold on, we're almost at a stop. Okay, alright, so now I can continue. So the reason why you know how things are with fuel queues. For those of you who live in cities where we go through these things every once in a while, people try to cut in and things like that. So basically, when the queue starts moving, you have to, all hands on deck, pay attention and sometimes have to do a little bit of rough driving. So, where was I? I lost my train of thought. Okay, I went over the right expectations to have. Now, regardless of whatever strategy that you have, content is going to be useful because it's going to affect know, like, and trust. People will know you, people will like you, and people are going to trust you. And then that makes future sales conversations and future sales processes easier because when you run into someone, for you, the person might be a random person that you haven't met before, but for that random person, in quote, it's not just you are not an unknown entity. So let's say, what's the scenario I'd like to use here on the podcast? Okay, Kemi Wedding Planners LLC. So, Kemi Wedding Planners LLC, you've been doing your thing, you've been hitting Instagram, you have your blog, you've been dropping Instagram reels, you've been doing everything that you need to do. So, the person comes up to meet you, and as far as you're concerned, this bride or groom is just a random person, but this person actually has been going through your content for the last 2 or 3 years, and so they feel like they know you, that they like you, and that they trust you. And so, because of that, the sales conversations that you're going to have with them is going to go a whole lot easier. So the conversations are going to flow a whole lot easier. And the reason why is because you're not trying to prove yourself to be competent. Because they've been exposed to the stuff that you've been putting out over the internet, they already assume that you are competent. And so no matter the strategy that you use, whether you're thinking a content marketing thing where you're putting out educational pieces, or you're trying to be entertaining and going with all these dance challenges or whatever, or showing behind the scenes, whatever it is that you adopt is going to affect know, like, and trust. And so even though it doesn't yield returns today, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years down the line, you're going to reap the rewards. And so it's a good thing to continue to investing. So let's see what else. Okay, yes, another thing, producing content takes time. It takes time to write a post, if you are a writer, like I am, because I like to write. Even if you're going to take videos take time, because I've noticed that those of you who like to use videos, okay, the queue is moving again. Wow, I'm really happy. It looks like I might be done sooner than I thought, which is a good thing, because it's really going to be difficult to be on the queue for 5-6 hours with a toddler in the back. Okay, so all right, we've come to a stop. What was my train of thought now? Okay, yeah, so content makes people know, like, and trust you. I think I've been over there. Where was I? Gosh, it looks like I have completely lost my train of thought. I should have written these things down before we continued. Okay, so I was talking about the time it takes to create content. Yeah, especially for those of you who like to do a video. I've noticed that people who do video, you don't just do it in one take. You do the first video and like, oh, my hair wasn't right, or this thing was in the background, and then you redo it again and redo it again and redo it again. And there's some people who spend 30 minutes just to record one Instagram reel. Now, for me, I don't need my reels to be perfect. I've just started putting up reels on Instagram. So for me, a 1 minute recording actually is a 1 minute recording, because I just record it in one take and then I put the text under. And so, bottom line is to make that 1 minute piece in 3 to 5 minutes, I'm done. But there's going to be some time that you have to invest in recording your videos, in writing your content, or doing whatever it is that you want to do. If you're a photo person, let's say wedding planners, and the thrust that you're using is going to be visual, pictures and all that. You have to take the photos, you have to make sure that they're properly edited, then you have to crop, and then you have to think about the text and then things like that. So there's some time outlay that's involved, and so it's an expectation that you have to get on board with from the beginning. That you just know that this is something you're going to have to do every day. That could take quite a little bit of your time. So if your goal to blow all over the internet is going to be from TikTok or Instagram Reels or whatever, just know that you're going to have to make a 1 minute recording every day. But if you're a perfectionist and you want the lighting to be good, the sound to be good, no distractions, no interruptions, things like that, who knows? You might have to spend 30 minutes, maybe 1 hour, just to get that perfect 1 minute footage that you're going to use. So there's an involvement of time there, but it doesn't have to be exhausting, because that's creating this content, because some people, like photographers and wedding planners, for instance, we already produce lots of content by virtue of the job that we do. So photographers and videographers were constantly snapping away, taking pictures. For wedding planners, it's the same thing, or at least you have access to the footage. So you don't have to. Oh, okay, the line is moving again. Okay, so it doesn't. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that it doesn't have to be a slot to produce all the content that we need. You can just take all the things that you already get from the day-to-day running of the business, and then repurpose that for use. online. So all you have to do now is just to create and then share. So creation is, the part of creating it, editing it out, stitching things together, and all that. And then you have all your content. Now, the final thing that I'd like to say is that content has to be relatable, or it has to be relevant to your target audience. Relevancy and targeting is absolutely essential, because if you're trying to capture brides and grooms, or if you're not in the wedding space, whoever it is that you're trying to capture, the content has to be something that they relate to and they look forward to watching, and that they're going to spend however long engaging with that content. Because if you get it wrong on the targeting and the relevancy bit, then you're just going to be wasting your time, because you're putting out stuff that nobody's going to watch, or the wrong people are going to watch, because they are not they are not your customer base now, and possibly will never be your customer base in the future. So we have to get this whole relatable thing and relevancy and target audience. We have to get all those things. We have to get all those things down pat. Now, why am I bringing this up? The reason why I'm bringing this up is because there are lots of challenges out and about on TikTok and Instagram. And so, I have a question. I'm wondering if all these dancing videos that some wedding practitioners do, I wonder if they really help. Maybe they might make you seem relatable. But if your feed as Kemi Wedding Planners LLC is you doing the cold bucket challenge today, and then doing the mixer challenge tomorrow, and then this challenge, and then that challenge, and then that challenge, and then this dancing video and that dancing video, maybe it actually works because it's putting your name out there. But I wonder if ultimately these are things that are going to move the bottom line in 6 months or in 1 year. So I'm not saying don't do the dancing videos and all those stuff. So it's not a recommendation, but this is just an example of all the kinds of questions that we ought to be asking when we are considering content to grow our businesses. And then social media algorithms are changing. So it looks like everyone is leaning to video now. Instagram looks like it's heavily a video thing now, with all the reels that are being promoted. Because when I joined Instagram a couple of years ago, maybe 7 years back, Instagram then was primarily a picture platform, and now people doing all sorts of wonderful things on Instagram, text content, but mostly everything seems to be video now, and the algorithms are prioritizing video. So if it looks like you want to have organic growth, you have to be doing lots of video, Instagram reels, and then things like that. Then Twitter is also experimenting with sound now, because they have Twitter Spaces. Let's see what else. And then we have some audio-based platforms now, like what's that one called? Is it Discord? No, Clubhouse. Clubhouse. So basically, the social media landscape is changing, the algorithms are changing. So we have to pay attention to what it is that is going on, and learn how to blend in. So if Instagram is no longer a photo sharing platform, but is now a video sharing platform, then you have to find ways to use video to promote your services. And I've noticed some wedding photographers already are doing quite well in meeting this challenge. So a lot of them posting behind the scenes footage, and then creating Instagram reels, where they do some behind the scenes, and then they now do a transition to the finished product, and then stuff like that. So we have to find ways to blend. So maybe the day of just putting up pictures from your last event, and then putting some post underneath it saying it was fun shooting Kemi and Kunle's wedding, and this and this and that and that. So maybe that time has gone. But whatever the landscape is going to be in the future, let's just pay attention and realize that the times and the trends are changing, and we have to blend with it, basically. But in summary, using content to grow your sales, it's a good idea. Just remember that you are not going to get any sales out of it today. So don't think that you put out Instagram Reels January 1st and you expect business from it on January the 10th. So thank you very much for listening to today's recording. I'm your host, Tavishima George Aide, the host of Nigeria's longest running business podcast. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys at the next recording. And hopefully I won't have this young dude next to me. And hopefully I won't be in a fuel queue. And so I'll be a little less distracted and maybe more coherent at the next recording. So thanks for your time and attention. And I'll catch you guys later.